right, guys, here's video 2 for math for Wednesday. Video 1 was pretty easy. It was counting pennies, not a big deal. This one is a little bit trickier. We're going to be reviewing how to tell time, not just to the top of the hour, like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, but to the bottom, 12:30, 1:30. So on this, we'll start with a clock, and I can't see what I'm wanting there. There we go. Let's use the geared ones. I like this one because it moves the hour hand just like my big clock that we use in class. This clock will work the same way. Let's make our big clock bigger there so we can see it. There we go. All right, let's tilt this to, ooh, it's too much. There we go. Make it bigger. So this clock right now is saying 12 o'clock. If I were to write that out, get my pen going here, we would write it as, oops, I'm not on my pen. Oh, goodness. There we go. 12 o'clock. I ran out of room there. My bad. Let's try that once again. Let's write it over here. It's hard to write with the stylus. You guys know all about that. 12 o'clock. So, pretty simple. It's 12 o'clock because our hour hand and our minute hand are both pointing up. If I take my pen off there and I move this all the way around the circle, I'm now at 1 o'clock. I read the hour hand first. It's pointing to the 1. My minute hand's pointing straight up. That means o'clock. 0 minutes past the hour, 1 o'clock. And I can do this for any time. Can I move the hour hand? There we go. See how much faster that moves? This would be almost 6 o'clock. There we go. That's 6 o'clock. I could go to 7 o'clock just as easily. All right. And we're pretty good at top of the hour, reading the hour hand first, and then we read the minute hand. And when it's pointing up, it means 0, 0. So let's go ahead and clear our drawing here. And let's do something. Whoops, get off this. There we go. Like this. So when we read this one, remember, we first have to read the hour hand. Now, the hour hand's point between two numbers. It's point between an 8 and a 7. Which one is it? We always go backwards. Usually that's the smallest number. Not every time. Remember, there's one that doesn't do that. But usually it's always the smaller number. So if this is between 8 and 7, what's smaller? Well, 7. 7's the smaller number. So our hour hand is 7. And when our minute hand is pointing straight down, that means 30. It's 30 minutes past the hour of 7. So if we were to take our hand back to 7 o'clock, this is 7 o'clock, 7:00. And then when 1 minute passes, 7:01, 7:02, 7:03, 7:04, 7:05 right there. If you notice, your hour hand moves a little bit. Remember, we talked about it. That's why it's halfway. Watch as I move the minute hand. Notice the hour hand. It's not right on the 7 anymore, is it? It's moving a little bit. It's still moving. It's still moving. It's still moving. Even as I get farther down here, it's still moving. Boom. It's moved halfway because this has went halfway around the circle. So it is 7:30. 7:30 is about the time I'm usually getting to school, hopefully a little bit earlier. You are probably on the bus or waiting to come in. 7:30 at night, you're probably finishing up dinner. So this is 7:30. Let's go ahead and clear that out. And I'm going to make another time here. Let's do this one. What time is this? I want you to think about it. Look at it. Give you some time. All right, let's figure it out. Let's first look at our hour hand. Our hour hand is between a 10 and 11. Well, it's not at the 11, so it can't be 11. So if it's halfway, we got to go back. It is actually a 10. We got to put those 2 periods there. Don't forget them. And then our minute hand is pointing straight down. If you'd count all those little black lines, there would be 30 there. I promise. I'm not going to count them. You're just going to have to trust me. You could pause the video and do that if you wanted. I'm not going to. I promise it's 30. So this is 10:30. 10:30 at school. We're getting ready soon to wrap up and go to lunch. 10:30 at night. Hopefully you're asleep. Let's do another one. Let's get my pen off here. Yeah, let's do this one. All right. Now think, did I trick you? What's my hour hand pointing to? My short hour hand is pointing right at the 1. It has to be a 1. It's not even halfway, right? My minute hand is pointing straight up. Is that 30 or is that 0, 0? If you said 0, 0, you are correct. That was 1 o'clock. I tried to trick you there. 1 o'clock. Hopefully I didn't trick you. All right, let's do one more. I want to point out one that kind of almost breaks a rule. Depends on how we teach it. So I'm going to kind of mix this up, going forward and backward in time. And let's do this one. What time is this? Take a second, look at it, think about it. Did you get an answer? This is between the 12 and the 1. Now, if we always say go to the smaller number, we might think 1's smaller than 12. That's why I don't teach it that way, because this would not work out. We always go backwards. If we always go backwards, then it doesn't matter. What's backwards? Is it this way? So this way is forward in the red, but the green here is backwards, going up the clock, counterclockwise if you want to be real fancy. So we got to read it counterclockwise, backwards. So if we're reading it backwards, 1 or 12, well, it's a 12, isn't it? And then our hour hand here, or not our hour hand, I'm sorry, our minute hand is pointing straight down. We count all those things, or we just remember that is a 30, 12, 30. Not too bad, hopefully. All right, so what if I just move my clock out of the way here for a sec? And I'm going to write a time, and then we're going to build it. So I'm going to write the time 6:30. 6:30. If you need help building it, what I would recommend doing, get your pen off, make 6 o'clock first. This is 6. Once I fix it, there's 6 o'clock. But that's not what I want. I want 6:30. I got to keep going in time. So now I can move my minute hand 30 minutes right now. You could count all those. I'm not going to. I know it is down here. This clock moves your hour hand for you. Simple. It's just like my yellow clock. It moved it halfway. So I'm going to get rid of this clock because it's almost cheating. Let's throw in a clock that doesn't move it halfway. Free moving hands. There we go. So now the hands don't move together. These are like the little clocks you use. So if I wanted to do this one, I would go ahead and make it say 6 o'clock first. That might be the easiest. And then you will need to make it say 6:30. So this guy comes down, but this hand has to keep moving. He has to keep going because he moves all the time. So he needs to go about halfway. 6:30 right there. Okay, let's try another one. Let's get rid of our time there. Let's do my favorite time in the world. 3 o'clock, right? Yeah, get out of school, get to go home, relax, eat. 3 o'clock. So if it says o'clock, do I have any minutes past the hour? No, it's all 0. So that means this guy gets to go straight up. Am I showing 3 o'clock now? 3. That's not at the 3. Let's move him back to here. Favorite time of the day. Let's do maybe some of you are going to bed about this time. 8:30. So let's get rid of our drawing there. Let's draw 8:30. So I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, well, it's 8, but it says 30. So it's not just going to be 8 o'clock. I know that guy's going to move a little bit. That 30 tells me he goes halfway. Is this at 30? No, 30's down here. I can check it. This goes halfway. Should go back to the 8. This is down. That's 30. 8:30. So there's a little review on how to tell time on a clock, how to make the hands on the clock. There should be a worksheet on this video or underneath this video on Canvas, a PDF like we've done in class the last couple of days. Go and fill it out. Please don't look ahead at the answers. And you can check them afterwards. I didn't upload a new one, but try your best first. See if you get them right or wrong. They're practice. But make sure you submit that assignment. If you need any help, let me know.